I think my colleagues have made a lot of good points. One point that hasn't been touched on, though, is just the broader context of treating Edmontonians fairly in the province of Alberta. I was reading just now on the Alberta government website that Alberta is on course to record a $2.4 billion surplus. $2.4 billion surplus at the end of 2023-2024, despite an unprecedented wildfire season and ongoing economic volatility. This is $94 million higher than forecast in 2023. Then I'm mindful that since 2019, our budget, Edmonton's budget, has lost over $60 million because of photo radar. Losing the $22.3 million in photo radar in 2019 meant that we had to go to the Edmonton taxpayer to generate that money to backfill the police. So Edmontonians are paying higher taxes because of this arbitrary decision by the province in 2019, now renewed. Now compound for me very quickly, 2019 to 2025, $22 million a year. There goes our budget situation right there. Okay, fine. Even if it wasn't half. Let's talk about property taxes and how important it is to pay your property taxes. In 2019, the government of Alberta reduced its grant payments by 25%. In 2020, a further 25% reduction, a total of 50% reduction, which means that the province of Alberta has not been paying their property taxes to Edmonton. This has resulted in a total revenue loss of over $60 million since 2019 and an operating revenue loss in 2023 of $13.2 million. That's 0.7% of a tax increase right there. Again, compound for me over the 4 years. Again, our budget decisions go away. Say what you want about Justin Trudeau, but at least the federal government pays their property taxes. Next, I want to talk about the other elements of downloading. Now, 70% of medical calls are being responded to by our fire department. Why is AHS not paying the bill and paying their fair share? Of our social work, the police service, Chief Dale McPhee himself says 30% of the calls are social work. So if you add up again the downloading from the provincial government on these indirect costs, it gets even higher and higher. Very quickly, we could be at a 0% tax increase. In fact, we could be at a -% tax increase if the provincial government paid even just crumbs of that surplus towards Edmontonians. So yet again, why, when you look at these different pieces, why are Edmontonians being treated differently than other Albertans? Why is it that if your postal code is T6G, T23, that you have to pay more property taxes for living in Edmonton? It's just not fair, and it's been allowed to happen, and that has to stop. So we're not asking for a special deal, just asking for a fair deal, and we can't keep going on nickel and diming each other about, do we cut the grass twice or do we cut the grass 3 times, while our province is swimming in surplus and we're not getting our fair share of it. So it's incredibly frustrating here. It doesn't matter who's in government. These problems go back generations, but they're worsening. And when you look at all of the challenges that Edmontonians are raising, whether it's encampments in the valley, encampments on the streets, whether it's the suffering in our streets, whether it's the crumbling infrastructure, there comes a point when we have to say enough is enough. The province needs to pay their fair share.
Thank you, Councillor Janz.